Welcome to the Groomer next door. You're listening to my mommy and daddy.
And now our feature presentation.
Hi everybody and welcome to episode 32 of the Groomer Next Door. I'm your co-host Chris Green. Sitting next to me is the lovely, the fabulous, the ever so delightful, the magnificent Sarah Green.
Hello.
We had technical difficulties before we recorded this. So it was just one of
Technical
those
difficulties. You forgot to plug the mics in. How's that difficulties?
technical difficulties. It's exactly what it says.
Anywho.
Well, it's Father's Day, and I'd like to wish all the dads out there a happy Father's Day. It has been a good day for us, besides,
Typical tantrum every now and then.
every 3.2 seconds. Literally.
Summer vacation has not been nice to Claire.
Has
Poor
not
Claire.
been a friend.
She loves school. She loves going to school. She loves learning. And the poor thing is lost without her school. I try my best with the extracurricular books, and the whole reading 20 minutes a day and all this other stuff, and it helps relieve the pressure, but not as much as you would think. So she has been a little ornery.
A little?
But definitely happy Father's Day to all you guys out there, with whether or not you just have a dog that you definitely take care of, or your children, like I said on Facebook, your hairy children or your not so hairy children. Happy Father's Day.
Definitely. Well, let's get on to what our topics are going to be today. And we're going to do this a little bit different. So, here's what our topics will be. Hold on.
Hello and welcome to the Groomer Next Door with your hosts, Chris and Sarah Green. Today's topic is an update of Strut Your Mud on September 20th in Rolla. We also have a special guest from the Springfield Cardinals, and we will discuss much more. And now, put your paws together for Chris and Sarah.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I just wanted to get kind of technical on this one. That was not lazy. That took a lot of time to make that little topic intro. So, meh. She picks on me, folks. She does. All right. Well, we're going to go on like the nice introductory lady, whomever she might be. As she said, we're going to talk about what went on last week at PCAWL.
That was definitely interesting.
It was definitely an interesting meeting. Definitely got some great information for everybody of the upcoming Strut Your Mutt. We have a great situation when we were at the Springfield Cardinals game last night, and we were able to talk to one of the coaches from the Springfield Cardinals. Unfortunately, we were unable to really sit down with them. It was an after-game thing. We were I'll just kind of summarize it, but we'll go over that in a little bit. Let's see, where else are we? I'm sorry, folks. I'm watching a little bunny cross the street right now, and it's so cute. Maybe this isn't the best idea to be outside. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about PCAWL.
Well, yeah, we have that, but I was just trying to go down the line. But we have lots of stuff to talk about. All right, so last Wednesday, this is why Kevin and Bean, why one's in Seattle, one's in LA. This is why. Yeah.
It's not because I was making faces or anything.
It's probably because there's that bunny right there in that street. He's going. It was a little baby bunny. It was really cute. All right, last Wednesday, as we had mentioned in our last episode, we were lucky enough to be able to go to the meeting last Wednesday with PCAWL. Discussion was upcoming events at this year's Strut Your Mutt.
And Strut Your Mutt, for those who aren't in Rolla, is a fundraiser, and they plan several activities, just a bunch of different stuff. People can get together with their pets. They bring their dogs out. They go on a little walk, and it really gets the community together.
Yeah,
especially
the animal.
Rolla really likes community projects. They like community get-togethers. And this is a very big fundraiser. And
it's a great event. I mean, it is a great event. And it seems like it's getting bigger each time.
And what's great is that the donations that are gathered go for such amazing things. Just by sitting down with them the first time, for me, this is Chris's second, but my first
meeting.
Exactly. These people truly, truly care about the conditions that animals live in, how to help others, but they themselves need help. They themselves need contributions, and it's not just money.
No, definitely. There's definitely a need for fostering. There's a need for volunteering.
Donations for dog food.
Yep, which I will talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, but some places you talk to, some nonprofits, they talk about how they need money.
Yeah.
Well, what's great about PCAWL is that you can help in many different aspects. And donating your money isn't just the only thing you can do.
Right. And let me explain this part. So, with PCAWL, what they will do is they will upfront put out money to help an injured pet. I know the situation where there was a dog that was hit by a vehicle, needed emergency surgery, and they helped out a little bit. And then
they helped out a little bit, and then
financially, and then they gathered a lot of donations from the community. They also, every time they actually do a TNR, which is trap, neuter, release, with that, they pay out of pocket for it. And then the state itself has to reimburse them. Well, if you've ever been waiting for money from the state, it usually never arrives. And that's the case.
It takes absolutely forever for them to do it. I know they've been waiting on a chunk of change.
It's a large chunk of change. Yeah.
And, these group of folks, they are very formal.
Yes.
When coming to these meetings. They make sure that they have a financial report set. Everybody's aware of where they're sitting. Everybody's aware that they need to get more. Mm-hmm. The money is not going to frivolous things.
Yeah, the account that everything's set up in, it has to be allocated the right way. I mean, there is no mismanaging at all, from the president on down to whomever is the lowest on a totem pole, which I'm pretty sure they would say there is no lowest, but you get where I'm coming from on this one. But these individuals are great. They volunteer to take on other responsibilities,
and they work so hard at it. It's not just, oh yeah, I'll do this, and it's one project a week. No, these folks are taking on so much on top of their normal everyday lives. They're going out trying to get sponsors from companies and so forth, but they need help.
They do need a lot of help.
And if you're in your own particular area, find a nonprofit that you believe in and who is properly being managed.
Yes.
Because there's so many places that are mismanaged. The contributions that they collect, they're used on frivolous things.
They really are. They really are. So all of last week was pretty much just about Strut Your Mutt, getting everything nailed down, kind of storyboarding it, if you want to. So we were, first part of the agenda was talking about dog carting. Now, as we had mentioned in the prior episode, we had talked about dog carting and how much of a great event it would be. Now, I did get a message from somebody, and trust me, I completely made the error. I said dry mushing. It's dry land mushing. I'm sorry, I did misspeak when I say dry mushing. It's actually dry land mushing. And so I want to make that correction.
You went from something that could be kind of dirty to, Oh, okay, I get
now
it.
it just sounds like something at Disneyland. But it is a great thing. This year, what will happen at Strut Your Mutt is a new section will be brought into Strut Your Mutt, which will be dog carding. So anybody who actually wants to participate, send me a message. We'll start working out people who are going to be involved.
Yeah, as of right now, it's pretty much just a demo.
Yes, it will.
Demonstration, show people, educate people.
Yes.
And then eventually, if this grows legs, we can make it more of just a fun run, or.
I think in my hope, if I had a dream about this, I would like this to be its own event in the coming years. Even if it becomes a big thing by next year, to have enough people, I like to actually have it where it's its own event. We can regulate it. We can have judges there. Points could be added if that's just like some other events that will happen. But be able to give people an incentive. So
even I would like to see it be more a fun thing to come and volunteer, come out, help raise money,
Yep.
kind of like just like a fun run, sponsor the dogs and sponsor the whatever activity they are doing. But right now we're just basically putting our toe in the water and educating ourselves in this so we can start putting piece things together to make it more of a bigger event.
Right. And this is something that you have to start small, especially in something like this. You have no choice. You have to go small. I know we have about 5 people locally who either are amateur to, startup amateur to actually doing this. I definitely encourage, please drop me an email, find me on Facebook. Let me know that you want to be the participants that really give the education and inform everybody of what you're doing. What we're asking is that you bring your cart out, bring your dog out, be able to exhibit it in front of everybody. This is your opportunity to be in front of people, show them what you do, showing your craft.
Exactly.
And I do know April, for example, she will be out, and that's absolutely awesome to know that we're getting people out there. So that's a huge deal. Like I told all of you, whether it was on Facebook in the open or in the closed group, or whether it was just talking to people off Facebook, whatever. I was determined we were going to do this. Luckily, PCAWL was right there, ready for it. They loved it. But we have to go, baby steps.
Well, that, and after the demonstration's over with and, speak with people, there's going to be fun things, too, like...
we actually have, there's that whole obstacle course that's going to actually be timed. That one is going to be a great event. That one actually will count.
Oh, it's regulated.
That's all regulated. I'm sorry, I think it's $10 is your entry. And what will happen is that you will go through the obstacle course. Your dog will go through the obstacle course, and everything will be timed, videotaped, and submitted, so you would actually gain points. So that's an amazing thing. That it's an actual real competition. This isn't just an exhibition. That one's going to be a real live competition. Besides, of course, the fun walk with your dog, there's going to also be a lot of different things that you can enter your dog in. Best breed, best looking dog, best kisser. They're pretty much those little competitions. They're small little competitions, but they're fun to enter. I was volunteered, and I of course was willing to do so as well. I'll be one of the judges in this event, so that will be great.
Yeah, I'll be there with, I'm hoping another coworker. Craig.
I think we'll have at least 1 or 2 people who will be with us.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I gotta ask them, but we'll be holding like a nail trimming booth.
And we'll be recording a full podcast, so an extra long podcast, talking to a lot of people. So that'll be interesting as well.
I'm looking forward to it. I know it's in September.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit of ways away, and I'm enjoying.
But at least people can put it in their calendar by now.
Gives
people time.
And give people the time to schedule a day.
Yeah.
And figure out how to get there. But It is a very large event.
Yeah.
It's their main fundraiser for PCAWL. And like I said, the money goes to so many amazing places. They need this. I don't know of any other organizations here in Phelps County other than PCAWL.
Well, we you know what? Unfortunately, it was too late when I figured out I was completely wiped out this week. We've been completely overrun. We missed out on a meeting with one group. I feel really bad. I had no information on anything. I couldn't get in touch with them. I do want to actually try to get in touch with them at some point. So if you were part of that and you invited us to last Friday's meeting, get in touch with me because some way, somehow I lost your info. But that one I really want to be part of, try to see what we can do over there as well. Because, of course, the show, it definitely doesn't have to be to one place. But PCAWL has been great. You know, we're helping them out. And they're just great friends and just great people. And
Exactly. And their level of dedication is so high that they're able to, or willingly be able to take their time away from their family to do such things. If you're a business here in Rolla, we ask you to try, if you could, help out.
Yeah.
Through money donations. You can get your name on a T-shirt, your logo, business logo on a T-shirt for X amount of dollars donated.
Yeah. If anybody is interested locally, or if anybody's interested in donating, please send us an email, thegroomernextdoor@yahoo.com. Send me a Facebook message. Let me know what you want to do. I'll get you in.
Even if you have a successful online business where people can go and order stuff on your website, give us your information. I believe they have a PayPal account set up.
They do.
So that you can donate there. Email them your logo. They'll put that logo on your T-shirt. So even if you're not
on the T-shirt that will be at the event.
Yes. So if you're not here in Rolla itself, if you're in other parts of the country or the world, the donation will help spread the word of your business too.
Yeah.
The donations go to help make the shirts because they still cost. Even though the people that they go through do give them a discount, they still cost.
Yeah. They put, you have to pay for the actual area that they're holding this, that cost. There's a great deal of cost in all this.
I think it's pretty bogus.
I agree. I have a lot of issues with how Parks and Recreation's handled things, but that's a different topic.
That's a political.
Yeah.
I feel that
it should have been
ridiculous.
Given to them, and anything that they need, it should be given to them. But that's, again.
I mean, come on, it's a park.
Yeah. Where's our tax dollars going to?
You don't rent the park for your kid to go play on the jungle gym.
Actually, here they prefer you to do that.
Yes, get permits. I understand that.
But they can waive the cost.
Exactly.
Yeah. But so that's part of that. We also luckily we have great connections. We had John Redshaw from Rolla Animal Control. He's going to at least give us one animal control agent who will actually be there. They will have a booth, so they can actually be there firsthand talking about what they do. Any questions anybody has for them, they're there to answer. So that's an amazing thing.
There's going to be a photographer going around taking pictures of the event.
Yes.
I know they're trying to find a photographer to take, more of a personalized photos.
Yeah, they would like a professional photographer, somebody who can come in and really put it down, I guess, a certain way, which that's fine.
But another booth set up for
that's
nice
right.
photos of your pet or pets or groups or something. Some nice grade A photos. So if you know of any kind of college students that need to practice or something like that, let us know. I'm pretty sure we can put them to work.
Yep.
Another thing I suggested at the event or at the meeting is to try to find a dog psychic.
Yeah, I've actually sent out some emails to the ones in St. Louis. Nobody is getting back to me, probably because it's a volunteer thing. Even though I didn't say we're not paying them, they're pretty much like, I'm not going to waste my time. I saw this coming a long time ago.
But it would be fun. You know, it would be a lot of fun since this is just that. It's supposed to be a fun event. And I was like, hey, we should try to find a dog psychic. So if anybody's in the area and have such skills,
you know, they just said they knew you were going to say that.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
But it would be something fun. Go there and donate your time and your talent. And people, you know, drop a couple bucks in the bucket to have this done. It would be a lot of fun. It
really would. And, you know, it's for a good cause.
Exactly.
I've also talked to a great detective here locally. He is very much involved in the media for Rolla PD. I'm hoping either Officer Gray or Officer Campbell will be there at the event. One has Rocco, which you heard in episode 16. We haven't been able to sit down with Officer Campbell.
We have to break his shyness. I don't know. I think we need to be more persistent.
Yeah, I love to.
Hey, Officer Campbell, why don't you give us just 30 minutes?
It was such a fun interview when we did it with
the chief of police. I don't care if you don't like your voice. You sound fine. You're going to be okay.
We've been trying with different people to come on. It is hard. It's also hard to find the time. So, you know, we have a lot of really good events that are going to be at Strut Your Mutt. So, you know, I'm really hoping we can build awareness, bring people in.
I was going to do airbrushing, but with dogs being so wiggly and airbrushing takes a little bit of time, I was like, oh, I really want to do it. I mean, just their logo, little airbrushing on the side of their hip or something like that. And, you know, I can do it on black dogs, too. So, the color doesn't matter to the dogs. It's just whether or not they're going to hold still.
Yeah,
so
it does take a while.
That was kind of nixed, but it's okay.
Yeah, but majority of the things that were mentioned, I mean, it was a brainstorming event where a lot of people were coming up with ideas, trying to do different things. But it really was a great event, great meeting. I call it a meeting. And you know, I've been on different boards before. This one is, sadly enough, actually is probably the most put together of any one I've ever been part of. So, got to give them that.
Well, see, another thing with us. We don't just talk about it. We actually do things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're also doing for Strut Your Mutt, along with the nail trims, the nail trims will be a $5 donation. And another thing is that I'm offering up 2 free grooms for whatever auction.
Yeah, there's going to be a silent auction as well.
So the 2 grooms that are being auctioned off is one that is up to 20 pounds for a dog, and the other one's up to 50 pounds. Anything more than that will take a huge chunk of my day, and I still have to pay bills.
A huge chunk of my day.
Chris still has to pay bills, so unfortunately we can't go any higher than 50 pounds.
Yeah, but that's still not that much in weight-wise. That's not that much difference from Roxy at this point.
Yeah, true. I mean, and they expire December 1st. It has to be before the Christmas rush. So you have from September to December, or the beginning of December, to take them and use them.
Folks, it's better than the coupon she gives me. Every time she gives me a coupon, it's already expired.
Well, we also did this for another fundraiser.
Yeah.
The Hometown Hometown Santa fundraiser.
Was that what it was? I forgot what it was called.
Hometown Santa fundraiser. That was held at Alex's Pizza, which is a very highly rated pizza joint here. And I had 3 grooms to auction off, and they actually went pretty far.
I thought it was funny. It was actually it was all bought by the same person.
Yeah, all 3 of them bought by the same person, and all 3 of them were my customers anyway.
You know what I thought was the funniest is that we found out that it was actually more than what they would have spent on the groom.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing. I mean,
yeah, it was already a customer of mine, and I thought that was just so flattering. You know, hey, thank you so much. And so I'm hoping at the silent auction they'll do the same thing. I know Keith is going to try to donate as much as he can, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we'll get something out of that. I was going to talk about the upcoming event we're going to try to hold, but I'm going to post that some other time because I don't know if we're going to be able to do it this weekend. I think it's going to have to be pushed another week.
I think it's going to have to. It's one, have to look at the weather.
Yeah, that
and two, we have to make sure we have the time. I know we have Elizabeth's birthday party to go to, which I know she doesn't listen.
Yeah, she only listened to the episode she was part of. And she didn't even give us good info. What can I say? Yes,
well,
actually,
gee, I wonder why, with you causing such a distraction, how could she be thorough?
Because she needs to be a professional.
Horses?
She needs to be a professional when you're in the studio. And this
comes from a guy that actually deals with the MacBook and microphones, and I'm here just drinking.
Which is true. Well, that's what you pay me for.
Oh, yeah.
About that. The check, don't try cashing it. All right. So
go bouncy.
All right. The next thing, part of PCAWL I want to touch on, and this is a big please give, please help kind of situation, and that is dog and cat food is highly needed. Now, yes. The dog and cat food, what it's needed for is at the end of the month, we've mentioned it before, there's something called the pet pantry. The pet pantry is for pet food pantry.
I think so.
Sorry, it is for. Sorry, it's.
We had a little bit of a stop there.
Yeah.
Somebody asked us something, and it's not like we're trying to hide in the back near our garage, you know, in front of a car so no one can see us. But yet somehow, some way,
they still come over. So the big thing was. The pet food pantry is at the end of the month. Low-income people can go down to the Rolla Animal Shelter, and they can get some dog or cat food for their pets. Now, a lot of times it's donated in by Walmart, but you know we all know
it's real hard to get to them, and to get the one lady who dealt with Walmart. She tried so hard and was trying. I mean, this woman put out some effort.
Oh, yeah. Big time effort.
And there's times where it misses. I thought originally that Walmart held the food. No. First come, first serve on organizations.
Yeah.
So someone else might have gotten it there before her.
And they don't really give a lot of, hey, you can come by anytime you want. No. It's here. You
got
get
30
here.
minutes to
yeah.
get here.
And it doesn't matter what time of night this is. So... what we've done, and we've been doing this now for a little bit, is if you bring in a bag of dog food, you don't have to buy it at Shadowwood. We're not saying, hey, only buy it from here. It doesn't have to be that way. If you bring in a bag of dog food, we will bring it down to the Rolla Animal Shelter. We'll put it in the pantry. Or you can simply go down to Rolla Animal Shelter with a bag or two or whatever you want to do of dog or cat food. Give it to them. They'll know exactly where to put it, and that'll be for the pantry.
See, it's extremely important. This dog food pantry or pet food pantry is extremely important. It happens a lot of times where people get a pet. Life is secure. As far as they know, everything was going to go great.
Oh, yeah.
They had a good paying job. Medical was fine.
The economy's not going to crash. We're the United States of America. It could never crash.
And then an unexpected medical emergency.
Yep.
Loss of a job. So by helping out with dog food, we'll help keep dogs and cats out of the shelter. Because if people can't afford to feed their dog, most people are responsible enough to know they have to surrender their animal. But this way, the dog gets to stay in the home that they've always been in, that they are loved. People go down and, you know, it's not easy going down and asking for stuff.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a very humble experience, and they have to, you know, say, hey, you know, I don't have the money for this, and actually you have to ask for help. So they do go through a form to make sure that they do qualify for it. So you don't want one of those cheapskates who have a huge house.
Extreme cheapskate.
Yeah, have a nice house, they make plenty of money, but yet they don't want to spend any of it.
Right. No, it's not like that.
Exactly. So, by donating dog food, these people get to keep their pets healthy. Now, we've preached a lot about good food for your pet.
Yes.
And, good food for your pet is important. But what's more important is making sure that dog stays alive.
Yeah, make sure it's fed is more important than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many ways that you could just... One day you have a job, the next day it's gone, and there's not a darn thing you can do. You weren't in the wrong.
See, we've had one of my customers, Alex. He has a Cairn Terrier named Annie. I've groomed Annie for a few years now, and he donated a bag of Nutrisource, which is a premium dog food. And then we had someone else donate a bag, like a 6-pound bag, of Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo is not the greatest, but at least it has enough to keep the dog active and alive.
Well, food
Food,
good. No food, no good.
Exactly. So we already have 2 bags that are sitting in our salon that need to go over.
Yeah, I'll be taking those over this week.
Even if you're not a Shadowwood customer, we are still willing to take in dog food.
Yeah, and I don't care if you're one of our customers or you go to another neighboring salon. It really honestly doesn't matter to us. We could care less if you're our customer or you're not. The objective here is to make sure that we keep that pet pantry full so that when it comes time for these people to come in and get what they need for their pets, it's there for them. So
the last thing we heard in PCAWL meeting is that they do need food in general, but they really need cat food.
Yes.
So they, this happens at the end of the month, so they still have a couple weeks to gather up some food, but it's going to be first come, first serve, and if someone can't get there, then they're going to have to try to find some other way of feeding their dog.
Right.
And it's healthier to make sure they have dog food instead of whatever cheap human food they can feed them just to keep their heart pumping.
Right. So we really, this is just one of those calls out to everybody. If you guys are in the area, you know anybody in the area, just give a hand.
At Walmart, you can get like Friskies or what are the other ones? I think there's Kitty Kibble or something like that.
No, not Iams.
No, Iams a little higher. But you can get a big bag of food for $12, and that bag of food, especially for a cat that is in one home.
No, that's the other. That's wrong.
Kitten Kibble or something like that.
I was thinking kit caboodle. It was just like that's not right either. I don't even look at this stuff. I don't even know.
Somebody that has one cat in their home, that one bag of cat food is going to last for the whole month.
Yes.
So you could have just helped out an animal for an entire month. I'm sorry if I'm making this seem like one of those, adopt a child in Ethiopia kind of thing. But
do you want me to put some track music down? If for only $1 a day, you could save... No, I'm not going to do that.
Pennies a day, you can help save a cat.
Yay!
But seriously, though, these folks need us.
They do. They do. They need a place, a forum to be able to actually reach out. We're lucky we do have a really good following. We have good numbers, so everybody does listen. And at some point,
Yeah, if you feel the need to help out PCAWL, I hope we're doing them justice on speaking praises for them. Let us know, and we'll find the information for their PayPal account so you can donate. Even if you can donate $5,
yeah,
that's $5 more than they had before.
Yeah, and I've been trying. It's been so crazy. I keep saying I'm going to have all that stuff on our website where it's going to be a direct link. I promise eventually that will happen. I don't know why it's been so hectic. So I will get on that.
So hopefully, Straight Your Mutt's going to be super big, and we're going to help pass out flyers at our shop. I encourage other grooming shops. I know someone that works for another grooming shop.
I already know one that declined.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know there's another person from another grooming shop that listens to us. I encourage you to get flyers if you can. Hand them out at your shop too. Put on your Facebook about it. Try to help these people out too, because we're a grooming salon that's going to go help. They can always use more help. This is one time we'll put our egos aside, but they need help.
Right. Well, I think we'll kind of
switch on over.
Close the chapter on that one, and we'll go into lift up the content of our show.
Last night.
Last night. So, as we always say, Sarah and I we're involved in different auctions, organizations, charity throughout all of Missouri. One of our favorite things to participate in is the Springfield Cardinals.
Yes.
I think I've said it a number of times already. I grew up, I loved the Anaheim Ducks. I wasn't far away from them, so I saw them all the time.
At one point, before they won their Stanley
Cup,
I
actually knew them.
Cheap.
I knew them before. No, actually, they were never cheap.
Are you kidding me? We went for I remember one time we got tickets for $3 a piece.
No, that wasn't the Ducks.
Yes, it was.
No, we didn't get for $3.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I remember you're talking about off of StubHub, and that was an exhibition game. Oh, I know what you're talking. Okay, yeah, it was a little bit more than 3. It was 6 or 7, but that is true. It was exhibition.
Nickel dime.
Oh my gosh! It's Father's Day, and she's still picking on me. What's up with that? No, it was one of my things. I loved participating with Ducks. Got to skate with them by invite.
Here we go again.
Got to play professionally for 2 days.
Anywho.
So, I had to throw that in there,
I hear this story once or twice a week.
Okay, I got to try out for 2 professional teams. Shush. Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Are you sure you don't want to drop names? Because I know you're probably itching to drop names.
No, I'm not going to do no name dropping here. I'm done. So, anyways, I love going to Springfield. I never was trying to play professional baseball, so it's fun to watch. It's actually more fun to watch for me because I don't know if they make a mistake. So we participate in what's considered the jersey auctions. They're kind of you can either auction, you put out an amount that you're willing to spend, and of course you can be outbid, or there's the buyout.
Yeah,
where you spend X amount of dollars to buy out whatever player. Or you can go and you can bid for one of the top 5 prospects. A couple years ago, the names of Colton Wong, Oscar Taveras, those were the guys. Shelby Miller.
Yeah.
I don't think Michael Waka was not on that list at the time.
I don't think he was in Springfield long enough to hit a jersey auction.
He was. We saw him. Yeah. Rosenthal was there.
David Freese.
Well, yeah, that was a long time ago.
But still, he was there.
But yeah, I mean, majority of your within the last 10 years.
Well, this farm team is just absolutely amazing.
They really are.
Okay, but
we're geeking out here.
Yeah, exactly.
We went from a grooming show about pets to a sports show.
These folks are so awesome. They have the players come out and sign.
They're there at the main gates. Pretty much they're saying, hi, thanks for coming. I mean, how amazing is that? These guys, they could be in the major leagues by this time next year.
You never know. They come and go so quickly.
Well, I remember a year or 2 ago, Rosenthal was there one day. We left the game. We went home. The next day, we read in the paper, or not in the paper because I don't read paper. I read offline. But reading online, he was called up to the major leagues. He went right from Double-A to Major League Baseball. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know.
Sorry for all those people who aren't Cardinal fans.
Yeah, well, or sports fans. So, anyways, again, gonna geek out a little bit. So, I've mentioned it passing by on Facebook a few times. I've been really trying to have a sit down with a coach, a player, Because I know from the experience of playing, first thing that they always teach a player, and this is so ridiculous. I just found out last night they do it in baseball too. When a guy is just going into pro sports, they want you to have a dog. Always a dog. I mean, it's, I guess, to keep you active more so than a cat, but really an animal.
Makes you responsible for something.
Well, it does. Baseball players, football players, they're a little bit different of a breed. Hockey players, a lot of these guys, they leave home at like 12. They live out in, I don't even remember the name of the homes in Canada, and they're gone, and they don't live a normal life. It's a little bit different. So anyways, last night we were able to actually meet Patrick, or as he was known when he played, Packy. He was he's now a coach out in Springfield. He's I think his full title is Coach Scout. Great guy. He was the jersey that we actually won.
Well, see, I want to go into that a little bit.
Do I have to pick on you for this one?
No, we don't pick. We don't pick.
Oh, we don't pick. We don't pick, says the actual star of the show.
You know, when we go anywhere, we set a budget for ourselves. And to make sure.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, you set a budget. You don't go blowing through your money. Well, we get out to Springfield, and anybody who's in Rolla, they understand this. But Rolla, even though when you live here, it's a big place, but if you come from where we came from, this is a tiny town. If you're in a big city, this is a tiny town. If you were moved from Springfield or St. Louis to here, it's a tiny town.
It is.
So not much to do, unfortunately. So when we can, we get out of town and we go to Springfield or St. Louis. Well, St. Louis is typically wintertime. Springfield is typically spring, summer, and fall.
Yeah.
Baseball season. And we went there, and normally pick up some nice things for ourselves. I know I needed a pair of shorts and this and that, and you wanted to get a few things. But when we got there, we didn't want to spend our money. We didn't have anything we wanted other than just Starbucks.
There was a couple things. It's like, oh, I like that, but do I really need this? No.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I just was like, no. I mean, an earpiece
I need
my phone, but I don't care.
I need certain jewelry, and I was like, no, I'm fine with the ones I have. And so we just ended up not spending anything. And since we didn't spend anything, we're like, you know what? We can actually participate in this actual jersey auction.
Which, of course, proceeds. It was Military Appreciation Night, which is amazing.
Exactly. There's certain types of fundraisers that catch me the most.
Yes.
And for me, one that will get me tearing up would be the military. Okay? As much as you're against what they're doing, that's the government. You don't have to be happy with the government.
Right.
But those people who sign up and enlist go overseas, and they're doing a job. They're doing what they're told, and they're doing what they're supposed to with respect. So, because of those men and women, we are free.
Yep.
I don't think it's because of the government. The government, I don't see Obama going and fighting on the front lines. I don't see George W. Bush going on the front lines and fighting. No, it's these folks who go and do it. So therefore, it's these people who keep us free. So when I see them all there, allowing Fort Leonard Wood, which is the military base closest to us, we're there. You see all these men and women dressed up in their fatigues. And then we saw at the very beginning, as we sat down, I'm so glad we didn't miss this, but a group of young
new recruits.
New recruits pledging their oath.
Yep.
And they were sworn into being part of the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just so amazing.
Which means boot camp is right around the corner, folks.
Exactly. But other parts of donation that I like to include would be like Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes.
Stuff to help with warriors coming home suffering from PTSD.
Mm-hmm. Or missing limbs, unfortunately.
Exactly.
There's so many parts of the Wounded Warrior.
I mean, especially when they didn't need to be where they were, or if they were needed there, they still got hurt.
Right.
So, whatever you feel about the government, don't place it on our soldiers.
So last night, we were lucky enough to be part of that one.
Yeah, we went up there and
we've actually
put a bid.
We've been part of different ones. I mean, we have a couple for breast cancer.
Yeah, we lost one for the autism awareness.
Yes.
We lost that auction. We lost another auction for uterus cancer.
That's right. We haven't
It was
always
called Save the Hoo-Haws.
Well, sometimes when you go to these, the auctions, you'll have people calling in. I remember for one, the organization that was part of it, they had an actual corporation call and buy out every jersey, so it was just impossible. That was a crazy one.
Yeah,
the only ones that were available were top prospects.
Exactly, and those ones you can't just buy out.
Those
straight.
are $500
that and
minimum.
The team.
Yeah.
Signed
That
ones,
one's yeah.
I've seen the team signed ones go as high as $800, $900.
Yeah. Well, if you would have gone to the 2012 team, that team won the Texas League Championship, and that was a great team. A lot of those guys are.
All this goes and to donate to ROTC.
This one was to
ROTC college.
This one was to ROTC.
So I go up. I put a bid down. Someone outbidded me. Okay. Put another bid down. And then...
typically, we don't ever put a bid, though. We usually
don't buy it right out.
We usually do.
But this time, I was like, well, we don't exactly... I'm not budgeted.
Well, yeah, we weren't budgeted we weren't budgeted to do a buyout.
We weren't budgeted for it. And one of these looked like we're going to get it. But then they have the silent auction part where it's an auction war that you write down on a piece of paper how much you're willing to spend and see who has the highest number. Well, someone overbid me by $50. And then another person overbid me on a different jersey by like $20-some. And then finally I get down to this last one. It was so close. It was just within cents because the guy had to literally count the difference. And I won by the skin of her teeth. I was like, yay. I kind of kept it to myself. But
I can't see that happening. I'm surprised that you weren't in the person's face going, in your face! Yeah, maximize your bump!
No, it was another military guy, and I feel bad, but, he can keep his money and help his family out, and then I can share my money with
let's go with
the organization.
That. So, like I had said, we got Patrick Elkins. He was known as Packy. He's a great guy. We've definitely seen some guys, they play way too little of a major career, and then they retire for a lot of reasons.
He's a coach scout.
But now he's a coach scout.
And he's younger than I am.
Yep.
Folks, I'm in my 20s, and he's younger than I am.
Yep. Yeah,
Whoa.
And, I can see why you would do it, why you would end up just saying, it is hard. It is competitive. There's no guarantee, even if you're drafted by a team. So,
but you might have another calling. He might be better at this.
He probably will be better at coaching because a lot of players are a lot better at coaching than they are about playing.
Yeah, but
take it from somebody who knows.
He was nice. He didn't wear the jersey, but it's okay.
Oh, it was cute. We sat down. I had picked a pitcher. Typically, I don't take a pitcher. I take somebody who's playing in the game, but I find that sometimes the pitchers are more likely to be called up a lot sooner. So
St. Louis goes through a lot of pitchers.
They do. So Sarah was just really kind of disgusted with me on my first choice.
Disgusted.
She was.
I would have tried to talk
you
out of it.
Nope, she was disgusted because this guy wouldn't be using. It wouldn't be a game-worn jersey. Well, let's see. The jersey that you got was fresh out of a box. It was a box-worn jersey. That doesn't take anything away from the interview that we were lucky to get. Honestly,
he was so up for it. He was like, yeah, sure, not a problem.
Honestly, folks, I couldn't be more happy with being able to meet this guy. I'm going to play the clip in a second. As you'll notice, it's very loud. We're on the field. The game had just ended. It was
with a win.
It was a win. It was in 10 innings, so went extra innings. It was an awesome game. And of course, there's a lot of people there. So sit back. This is going to be the clip in just a second.
Yeah, it's just going to be short.
It's not very clip.
Because they had to get out of
Yeah, they were actually just going to rush into the dressing room, into the clubhouse. They were going to rush in, get dressed, and they were going out to Tulsa, Oklahoma within just moments after. So
they didn't even get to see the fireworks show.
They probably didn't. That's what probably kept people in. All right, guys, hold on. All right, say your name for us.
Patrick Elkins.
And you are?
I am one of the coaches for the Springfield Cardinals.
And what an amazing game this was.
Exactly. It was very fun to watch.
It was fun to watch, fun to be able. Let me give us an idea. I know you guys are rushing out to go to Tulsa. I know you guys have to get going. What's it like to be in a major league format like you are and have to have pets? If you have a pet, let us know what you have.
I have a dog back home, not
Okay.
here in Springfield.
Okay.
So it's nice having, my family back home taking care of it.
What kind of dog?
Yeah, that's a good
yellow
one.
lab back home.
What's his name?
Henry.
We ask these questions because we're both dog groomers, and of course we do this show, and we want to give pet health and everything. So my wife actually took care of a dog from a baseball player, so I was wondering, now, do you guys Skype at home, FaceTime?
I FaceTime my family, and every now and then they'll put the dog on there. So yeah, we have fun with that. It's a good time, but definitely miss the dog, that's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Congratulations on the win tonight. That was amazing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was Packy talking right after the game. Great interview. It was just a great interview. I couldn't be more excited to be able to talk to somebody with the organization.
He FaceTimes with his dog. And for those who don't know what FaceTime is,
It's the same as Skype, except on Mac.
exactly. It's video conferencing or video chat. And he FaceTimes with his dog.
I did. Now, was that on? I couldn't remember if that was on air or that was off.
That was on air.
It was on. Okay. Now, I remember when I was gone, I would talk to Sarah and Claire twice a day. When they first woke up in the morning, I would just wake up as well. Of course, I was 8 hours different. And then when it was time for them to go to bed, and I was just getting off of work. Now, I would see the cats and the dogs. And I'm going to tell you something. The hardest thing was to see your pets, and you know that they're that far away and you can't pet them. It's the same as me not being able to hug and kiss your loved ones from that far away. It's just the worst.
Yeah, we would bring Mama Kitty up and Callie up. Callie would naturally come up because she would hear something that sounds funny, like when our phones go off.
Oh,
we know our phone's going off because she's right there looking at it.
Yep.
But it's quite nifty. I know. When I groomed out in California, I did a...
he was actually a major leaguer.
Yes.
He still plays to this day.
Right. At the point in time, he was in New York. He played for the Yankees.
Mets.
Was it the Mets?
It was the Mets. Yep, it was Mets.
Okay, but, he played for the Mets, and during his off time, he would come back to California, and then he'll get his dog. So it was about time for him to come back home. The baseball season just ended. He was wrapping things up. So his mom brought the dog into me to get the dog spruced up. So I got the dog all spruced up and cute and gave him a mohawk and stuff like that. They absolutely loved it, and I was grooming him for a couple years too. And we would chit-chat about her son because he left the dog with his mom. But every winter he came back.
Right. Well, and in baseball, not all players play winter ball, so it does vary. I know I won't say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. He was 30, when I knew him, he was 33 or 34. 33, I think. Now, and I think he had just married his wife. He hadn't married her. He wasn't married for that long. And he had his dog almost his entire playing career. Now, what's weird is that I always was under the understanding that once you made it to the major levels, you would be able to afford a home. Now, of course, this is AA, so it's different. But be able to afford a home, and your dog was always there. Because every time you see a professional athlete, they have their dogs. Like, you're seeing it now. A lot of the St. Louis Cardinals, they're posing with their dogs at the stadium. So it was weird that I mean, it was New York, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, New York is just that. It's New York. You don't have the actual space, but he wanted the dog to have. It was a Yorkie, by the way. It was a Yorkie. Anyway, but I've noticed that this happens a lot. If it's a player who's not married and doesn't have children, their pet goes and stays with relatives.
Yeah.
If they're married and have, a family that could take care of it while they're away, it stays at home with them. But wouldn't you like to be that dog?
Oh, well, I look at whose dog on the beach. Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
Hockey player's dog, yeah. But
that was awesome. But yeah, it is quite comical. I mean, these guys. Now, I'm not going to say it's the same way in all sports. I just know in hockey, those guys don't always know how to pay their own bills. I mean, he told me I've never paid a cell phone bill or any other bill in my life. I couldn't imagine that.
Their handler did it.
Yeah, he has somebody who handles all of his affairs. I just couldn't imagine that. Can you imagine not paying a cell phone bill? Wow, that'd be awesome. Well, I guess I do. I guess I'm, in a sense, I don't.
I mean, he still
you do that.
pays for it. Right?
Well, it comes out of his account, but he has somebody who does all of it for him. All right, so that was our first interview in in Springfield. In about 4 weeks, there is going to be another auction that we will participate in. This one will be a guaranteed buyout. It's for the Springfield Humane Society. I've already contacted them. We're going to do an interview out there with the Humane Society at the ballpark, and we're going to talk to a player at least. Hopefully, I might hear something from Springfield. We might actually get a little bit more help now because I talked to somebody who's involved in all this stuff. So maybe we can actually make it a little bit bigger. This is just a first installment of hopefully a lot more.
This is just totally random. We weren't going to participate in this one, but it was like, hey, why not? It was a good-looking jersey, too.
It really was.
Claire was so excited she got to wear it, and, she wore it during the fireworks and such. But, the jerseys are awesome. It's just great. You can phone in your I want to say votes.
Your bid.
Your bid.
All right. Well, we're going to kind of leave that. I'm going to touch really briefly on something that I definitely want people to be understanding too.
We've covered this a couple times.
We have.
This is going to be something that we're going to cover multiple times. So if you're an avid listener,
you've heard it before.
Yeah, you've heard it before, and you're going to continue hearing it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be every episode thing, but it's going to be quite frequently.
Well, awareness is just that. You got to be aware of this. And a lot of people are new listeners. Sometimes they don't go all the way back and listen from the beginning. And I say beginning that we started this in February. Wow. All right. Well, the title is Craigslist Kills Dogs. Now, I would honestly go as far as say cats too. Animal in general. But we're going to topic off of dogs off of this one. Never offer your pet as free to good home. Dog fighters and torturers send their sweet-sounding girlfriends to make all the right promises. Then your pet dies a slow, cruel, pain-filled death because you didn't work with a reputable rescue group or to rehome it. Folks, this is so important. If you just put puppies for sale or puppies for free to good home on Craigslist or your pet on Craigslist, you don't know who you're giving your loved one to. I know a lot of you are moving and the new place you're moving will allow pets. You're going to have...
People are going to pick their family over their pet if they have to.
And we understand that. That is so understandable.
We're sympathetic to that.
Very much so. Just please do not put it on Craigslist because you don't know what you're going to get. And
Craigslist, newspapers, Penny Saver out in California, just anywhere.
I would even say Kaleidoscope here, out of fear.
I don't think they do that in Kaleidoscope here.
I would, these people, and here's what always has shocked me as a man. and as a boy as well, these people, these bad people, these guys that have these rings that torture pet animals, they are cruel, inhumane individuals, and their girlfriends are typically very attractive, very sweet sounding, girl next door type people that you honestly cannot understand how they're with this bucket of scum.
But they're just as far in on it as...
Well, they are, but looks are deceiving. So, folks, please, 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 do not post dogs to good home on Craigslist. I've told this to my mom. Don't use Craigslist. I'm not a fan of it. Personally, too many bad things happen. I would honestly tell all of you to stay out of Craigslist. But
to each his own. But
right.
The ways you can go around this, okay, is if you don't have a nonprofit in your area or you don't have someone that can help you out, just say, okay, well, give me your address.
Yes.
Let me inspect your home.
Yes.
And I'll go. And even doing that won't stop the problem, because they can send you to a friend's house where they don't have the dogs at.
Yes.
And then they take the dog over anyways.
There are certain signs that you should be able to see. We understand that nothing's perfect in this world, but there are definitely ways of doing this, and of course, you can further Google ways of doing this the right way.
Go and inspect their home.
Yep.
If
you're a single female, bring a male with you, for protection. Honestly, you don't know what you're getting into.
Exactly. You set up an inspection. You go and look and make sure that they can handle it. Now, if they're in an apartment and you're trying to give them in their small apartment, you're trying to give them your Labrador, that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a good fit.
It's using common sense. Your dog gave you years of amazing loyalty, comforted you, loved you. So don't you think you owe him or her the extra mile to help them to find an actual good home? I would definitely go to a rescue, talk to the animal shelter. I know in some places animal shelters are not very easy to get a hold of or work with. Try to find a nonprofit.
Yes.
It can be a little more difficult, and if you're in a rush job, enlist friends' help, enlist any help you can find. Plead, because that dog just gave you its life.
Yep. You have that dog's life in your hand.
Who do the dog rings? There's people out there that actually get off on abuse. They're a sick, twisted, perverted mind.
Yep.
They get off on it. And, there's people that throw puppies to running rivers. Okay?
I just saw one that somebody lit a puppy on fire.
Yes.
I didn't read the whole story because it just was going to get me.
This crap happens. And it happens more than it should in general. It should never happen. But it is a pandemic. And you'll just perpetuate the system, the cycle. You'll just allow it to happen. Now, I'm not saying that every time it's happened, it's going to happen this way. But
you're running that risk.
It's proven to happen more than not.
Right.
So, free to good home doesn't mean diddly to people who want them, for bad reasons. They are twisted people.
They are. All right.
And they can look totally normal. They can act totally normal.
Well, that's why they send their girlfriend. Cowardly, they send their girlfriend.
So they're twisted. So please help your pet. Do what you can. Plead to whoever you need to plead to try to find your dog the best home possible. See if someone can foster the dog until a proper home is found. That can happen. That can help a lot too.
Yes. And
you never know, that foster parent might keep the dog or the cat, bunny, bird. Anything,
yeah. All right. Well, I'm really hoping that this episode had some light, some not so light, some just all of it.
Wasn't there a story we wanted to tell from work?
There was, and I forgot what it was. Actually, if you can remember, I'm going to mention this. Honestly, we keep getting different people. They send us different things throughout the week. Tips about all kinds of things to look out for. Look into, see if we can look into. I'm hearing a great deal locally about Tri-County. I just drew the shelter out in St.
no-kill
James.
shelter.
Yes, I keep hearing a lot about this place, and it becomes one of those question marks. Is it really this bad? What do you know? Now, I know a couple of you have sent me some messages, so I've got what you have. I'm definitely looking into it. I'm not sure what's really going on. If you're in the area, you've heard anything, send me a message.
Or witness. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I really like to know people who have witnessed it firsthand. I know up to right now what's gone on in the past, but you know what? I do want to know if there is something wrong. I do want to look into it. Luckily, very fortunate, and I do have to say, we have a lot of great people here in town that are influential, and if we go to them and say, hey, look, we need to knock this rock over, there's a problem here, they're gonna get behind us. So obviously keep sending us information. We take everything seriously, we look into everything. You may be disgruntled and you don't like the place that you just worked at, and you're just looking to slash a couple tires verbally, but obviously we're not going to take those as true. We look into it, but with this whole thing with Tri-County, I have a lot of curiosity to it. Definitely doing something, seeing what we can do on our part.
Well, everybody needs to try to find a way to keep honest.
Right.
And
well, this podcast is almost the podcast for the ones who don't have a voice of their own. We're trying to spread awareness, spread information out there, positively, of course.
Exactly, but
yeah. So if you know anything, send us a message.
And for the funny work story, for some reason, I totally plumb forgot. I know it was hilarious.
I thought it was about pee.
Oh, I don't know.
It was about pee, and I could swear it happened Tuesday. It happened to Craig. He got peed on twice, wasn't it?
I know this one time he getting a dog out from the back, and the dog, just nonchalant, went over, lifted his leg, and Craig had to jump
That
back.
was not that many weeks ago.
That was hilarious. Craig's like, what in the world? I've been snuggling with you. Why did you pee on me?
I'll say this.
I ran out of the back, my face red, because I saw this dog just walk over, doot, 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 lift, and Craig jumping back, like, really? Because the one thing you don't want happen is your shoes getting peed on. Okay, because that means you can't exactly go, I mean, if it's bad enough, you have to, but wash your shoes. Most groomers don't have a backup pair, at least I know I don't have a backup pair of shoes in the salon.
I don't.
So, if something like that were to happen, I would have either you or I would drive home and get my flip-flops and wash my shoes out. But it's not fun.
Folks, this woman wears flip-flops in the snow.
Heck yeah.
10 inches of snow. Hey, look, snow. Flip-flops.
Well, toe socks.
Don't even start.
Toe socks. Toe socks with the flip-flops. You can go outside. You can at least get through a little bit and then go back in.
You're redonkulous.
No. But,
yes.
Gosh, I really wish I remembered that story.
I swear we're just going to write these things down when they happen.
I know we've had an insane week. I mean, we have more dogs than we can handle.
Tuesday is going to be the insane one for me.
Well, yeah, because we have 3 big dogs, and I think Craig has 3 big dogs. And even though Keith bought another kennel, we're still going to be overflowing with dogs.
Oh, yeah, we are. It's like a waterfall of dogs.
Hey, but you know what? I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining.
Oh, it's been
I loved, you know what I loved about last week, though? The 2 dogs that we groom all the time. And they were boarded. And every time you're going by the small breed, they were there. And they were so happy to see us. Oh, that was great.
Well, yeah, I got little Oscar. And Oscar's a baby Shih Tzu that I've been grooming since he was real young. I gave him his first haircut. And he was vicious. Oh my gosh. Rah, 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 teeth showing, trying to bite as hard as
I don't remember. Oh, wait. I gave him his bath. I don't remember. I gave him his first bath. I don't remember him being like that for the bath, though.
It's
that was
the
funny.
vibrating clippers on his back. Oh my gosh. He freaked out. Well, with love and persistence, he's good to do now.
He's adorable.
We had another puppy Shih Tzu that we groomed from the beginning. It's I wish I remember the puppy's name, but the mom is Payson, and we groomed Payson too. But the puppy was just so cute and so sweet.
The only person, and he's great with us, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think of the name.
No, the little Pekingese, or it looks like a Japanese chimp.
Yeah. Well, that's
Marley.
the thing. That's it.
Marley doesn't like many people. Marley is very particular on who he likes. Or she likes.
Marley's awesome.
But Marley really loves us. So she goes nuts in the kennel when we come
Oh,
close.
I just go over to the kennel. I'll put my hand in there. Nobody else can do that. You can, but nobody else can. I mean, apparently Marley starts growling at them. I'm like...
we just go up, hi, baby!
I remember Allie a few months ago. She goes, can you go outside? Why? It's a very aggressive dog. I look out the window. It's Marley. I walk out the door. I picked up the dog. Dog's licking me. What did you just do? How'd you do it? I don't know.
I bathe it.
It
has to like.
Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things.
Yeah, but we've had, quite a few cute little puppies in there, and it's just been pretty awesome. We get these. It's important to get puppies started early, so that they can start loving the groom, and they start getting used to it, and it becomes more of a spa day, where, they get to relax, they get to see other dogs, and they get to be out and go for a car ride. And
speaking of car rides, our dog just dies to go for a car ride.
All of them do.
But I see Belle, our Chihuahua's named Belle Grande. Belle Grande loves to get in the car. What she does is she jumps in the car, she goes into the back window, and she lays in the back window as we're driving.
Sorry, bug on the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, we're running long, as always, because we're only doing one episode a week because we're so wiped out.
What time are we at now?
I don't know. It shows a different kind of timer than what I'm used to.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But it's up there. So if you're still with us, we really appreciate it. I'm Chris Green. As always, have a pup-tastic week.
And I'm Sarah Green. Make sure everybody understands thoroughly. Life is short. Play with your pet.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, gotta go in my bedtime.